Hello. Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Hello. Almost hit the wrong button on this bitch. Hi. There's a button right above. So studio mode is a button that lets you sort of preview. Hold on. Now that I've launched into this, I'm realizing anybody who's never had to look at OBS or use OBS before. So on the side, there's a bunch of buttons like stream, record, right? One of the buttons is called studio mode. And when they added it, we were all like, fuck yes, because it makes it so you can see what is currently live and any of your other scenes at the same time. So sometimes when I'm like, hold on, I'm like getting the game up on one scene or whatever, it's because I'm looking at the scene, I'm previewing the scene that I would like to swap to next, right? Or I'm getting something ready on another scene while you guys are seeing this one, right? That sort of a thing. So that's studio mode. It's awesome. It's right next to another button called Start Virtual Camera, which is a totally different fucking thing. But for some reason, almost every time I hit the studio mode button, I almost hit the virtual camera button. I don't know. Hi, Happy Chef. Welcome. Hello, Raiders. I'm so sorry if you came in while I was F-bombing. Hello. Welcome, everybody. We literally just started. Perfect timing. So yeah, the start virtual camera button, it basically allows you to tell other programs to use OBS as though it's your webcam. So if I'm in a Discord call, say, instead of having my webcam set to be my actual camera, or like whatever, the camera that it's pulling, I could either tell it, yeah, pull directly from the camera, or I could say, no, pull whatever I have live right now on OBS. Have OBS be my virtual webcam, essentially. Dukes normally never swears. Yeah. Family friendly over here. Only families. I was watching the study hall VOD from the new Office. My mom texted me and was like, that was a very good VOD. That was a very fun stream to watch. I was like, thanks, mommy. Yeah, we on Friday, we did a study hall from the room that I'm going to be using as my office. It is a perspective nightmare. It's fantastic. The whole stream is just people being like, that room looks gigantic, and then me standing up and them going, oh. So essentially the room that I'm going to be working out of is very long and very short. But you couldn't tell until I stood up. It just looked like a gigantic room, which it is. It's long. It is very long. We're going to be putting in a partition wall and stuff. I started getting the walls ready to paint. I'm very excited. So, but yeah, in that room, I look huge. It's good. I can convince everybody I'm a tall boy. Like, yes, I had a huge growth spurt at 36 years old. What the fuck? Hold on. There's something blocking my drinky spout. Oh. What are you? Are you ice? What's happening here? My bracelets! I was looking for these! What do we got in here? I feel pretty safe about using the backs of one of these to dink around. What is that? What are you? I think an accidente happened here. I know. Yeah. Sam's grandparents came over to visit today. And they're lovely. And they're very sweet to us. But they came over to visit. And they were like, how does it feel to finally be out of that other house? And I was like, we're not. We're not yet, actually. We're not out of that house. And they were like, oh. Some sort of faulty info came across. Okay, I fixed it. I figured it out. There's a thing that came in this one. This isn't the one. This is the one that Sam normally uses, so I didn't realize. It has like a thing in here. Hold on. Oh, it also might have just been like kind of borked. Yeah. It's got like a thing in here that you can use to block the flow. So even if you open this up, it'll still like be blocked. That's really interesting. I don't want it that way right now though, because I'm drinking. Electricity work should be done on the 21st. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna decorate and try to get shit working. And there we go. That's the shit. I've used up the last of my sweater weather, and I made a bunch of cold brew out of it because it's badonkers hot. And it's funny. It's like if you just do the sweater weather as a cold brew, sweater weather is a seasonal blend that we did. If you just do it as a cold brew on its own, I think the flavor's a bit strange. But the second you add just a little bit of sugar, I know that's weird. It shouldn't be sugar, but the second you add a little bit of sugar, it like balances out whatever is kind of weird about it, and it tastes great. Yeah, we'll still be streaming from here while I get stuff set up. Although I'm bringing all of my like nice stuff to the other house because we've got Sunforged tonight, and I want like to look nice on camera for the very first episode of Sunforged. So I was like, wait a minute, how am I gonna do that? I don't have a webcam. Ridiculous. It's Sunforged Day. We're all very excited. Yeah. There's a couple of notes that I still haven't written down. And Sam keeps being like, you don't need to write everything down before we do the first episode. It's okay to not have everything that you and Joe have talked about written down. And I'm like, no, it's not. Because I was explaining this before, but like Joe and I developed the backstory stuff enough that I have like 35 different people that I should know the names of. And I'm using Obsidian to try and keep track of all of them. And there are a few people that I just have not bothered to write down. And I'm like, I just know this is going to be the fucking person I'm supposed to know about, you know? Yeah, it's fine. I'm hoping Clark's been going to sleep super early the last few days because it's been so warm and we've just been really active. We haven't been super active today, which is fine again because it's hot as fuck. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that she'll go to bed early and then I'll have like an hour and a half to clean up whatever I need to clean up and, you know. Where has the thanks a latte plushie gone? It's at the other house. It's in a bag that is entirely stuff that's supposed to go in my office. Make a private Discord server and keep those notes on the go. I don't need to. I've got Obsidian. All of the Obsidian backups go to Dropbox, so they're shared between everything that I have Obsidian on. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm doing last minute Sunforged art. My focus has been terrible all week, and I must scream. Oh my gosh, Mariah. I believe in you. That's very last minute. I'm very excited. Gabio, the one. Yeah, I'm playing Gabio in Sunforged. I felt like once Joe really described the world of Sunforged and how, like, you know, dark Victorian Bloodborne-y it is, I thought Gabio would be the perfect character for that setting. Major question is, will Sunforged beat Godforged in the episode count? Stay tuned. Who knows? How many episodes did Godforged wind up being? But Gabio is the perfect character for any setting. Can you imagine that? God, that would have been the most incredible long con. Because Sam and I live together, and so we just kind of naturally wind up sharing info. So he knows a lot about like what's going on with me and my character. If I showed up with the goddamn voice changer and just a picture of Gabio and was like, hello, it's me, Gabio, it would be, oh my God. Do it. Dear Joe, I've decided to throw our carefully crafted character in the trash, and I will be playing Gabio instead. It's okay. You can just plant him in the same spot, and we'll say he was doing the same things. You won't have to change much. I'm sure it'll be fine. The thing that I'm really excited about is Joe is saying that all of us are playing characters that are totally different from our Godforged characters. Which is great. I think that's awesome. I'm very excited about that. The animal characters are swapped. Got it. I believe if you would like to make predictions, I think on Joe's Discord they have a sheet where you can predict the race and class of all of the players, which is fun. So you can write in goblin, 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 goblin. think there are prizes for points. Are there? Oh my gosh, I didn't know there were also prizes. That's exciting. Unfortunately, or rather fortunately, all of the assets, including our character art and things, have been put together for over a week. And that is entirely controlled by Joe. So no, I cannot swap out my character art for a long con picture of Gabio. I'm sorry. I am Cephandrius. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much for subscribing. I hope you're having a great day. What if your character gets bitten by a radioactive Gabio spider? Here we go. Now we're talking. I go to Joe and I'm like, I want my character to become aware something, but it's a were goblin. We've made a huge mistake. I'm gonna say the rest of this, and most of you are gonna go, that doesn't sound like a mistake. That sounds amazing, which I agree with. But I'll finish the thought. We've made a huge mistake. Clark, every single day, is spending at least an hour, sometimes longer. This morning, it was like 3 hours. Just doing Lego. She's super into Lego now. Again, amazing. Really, really good for little kids. She's like fully understanding how the instructions work now. She can do a lot of it just by herself. Really into it. Super into it. We've made a mistake because now Sam and I are like, well, that's so cool that she's doing these so fast. They're expensive. They're pretty expensive, though. So what's the plan here? We don't want to, like, you know, if it's something that she's really enjoying and likes doing, we're both very much of the mind of, like, what a fantastic hobby for a kid to get super into Lego. That's great. But my God. Yeah, you can get a lot of secondhand. We talked about this a few days ago. You can get a lot of secondhand Lego. The thing is, currently at least, I think she really enjoys having instructions, like following instructions to build a cool thing. That's been really fun for her. Yeah, we can definitely get just Lego and she can just build whatever. Sure. That's right. They do have a thing like that, don't they? There's like an app where you can spread out a bunch of Lego pieces, right? And then scan it and it'll give you stuff that you can make. I totally forgot about that. That's very cool. Yeah, there's like a Lego builder app thing. And you can just spread out a bunch of pieces and scan them, and then it'll give you different builds, and you can choose one, and then it gives you instructions. I know, super cool. Hold on. Silpha, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Oh my goodness. New Lego set for Clark Fund. Thank you, Silpha. That's very sweet. Welcome to the cat gang. Everybody who's just gifted a sub by Silpha. Yeah, okay. So oops. So there's an app called Brickit, but it doesn't have fantastic ratings. Oh, on the Apple Store it does. Yeah, Brickit. It's not built by Lego, built by clever fans who use a computer vision tech to rapidly analyze the blocks that you have. Yeah, Brickit is what we're thinking of. Is the mug in the back melting? No, it's just at an angle. It's just at an angle. See. We're really bad at perspective recently. It's not your fault. It's your eyeballs' fault. It is so warm. It's so warm. We started watching the One Piece live action yesterday, and Sam pulled a Kuroko on me. Clark woke up, and I went upstairs to try and settle her, and I fell asleep for like an hour or something. And I came downstairs, and he was watching it without me. He just kept watching it, and I was like, what the fuck is going on down here? And he was like, I'm not even watching it. I'm just on my phone. I'm not even paying attention. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not even, it's just playing. And I was like, what the fuck? I know. Unbelievable. I'm saying he pulled a Kuroko because, as some of you might remember, the very last episode of Kuroko, Sam watched without me and tried to keep it a secret, and then at some point was like, hey, by the way, I actually watched that without you, and I have remembered it forever. I'll never forget. Yeah. So, yeah, coming downstairs, I was like, pardon? Why is this playing while I'm upstairs? He was like, it's fine. We can watch it. We'll just watch it again together. Because I'm not even paying it. It's just playing. Can't believe this. So I have, in high school, I was super into One Piece. back when it was like an accessible amount of episodes and manga chapters. I was super into One Piece when I was in high school. I have not been caught up since like, I don't know, in like 15 years. I have not been caught up. Right. But I remember the beginning very well. It's very funny because the One Piece live action, I think with so many people talking about it like, wow, they finally got a live action anime right. I think a lot of people are going to go into it like Sam, I kind of suspect are going to go into it thinking that it's not going to have any of the like normal anime live action vibe. It absolutely does. It 100% does. Okay. Like, yes, it's very fun. It's really fun. And I think definitely it's really well done for an anime live action. We're enjoying it, but like the vibe of everybody's just kind of in cosplay making like a fun movie, that vibe is there just like it is in every anime live action, I think. And especially with One Piece is fucking goofy, okay? Like every group of pirates is like, we have a theme and we commit to the theme, right? And we're trying to do that live action. It's not, like I think if you go into the One Piece live action thinking it's going to be like Batman Beyond, you're going to be so unbelievably disappointed. But if you're like, I just want to see good actors just commit fully to being in the world of One Piece, then you will enjoy it. One Piece is cosplayers hanging out in front of a camera vibe, even in the anime. Yeah. So yeah, we're enjoying it. Sam is definitely of the mind of like, I want to take this more seriously, but I can't. And I'm trying to explain like, it's hard to even take normal One Piece seriously. Right? Like, that's why the moments that are like so good and epic and intense in One Piece hit so hard. It's the juxtaposition, right? Of like, if you really stop to think about the vibe of the enemy that they're fighting at the time, it shouldn't be as like, he called them his nakama, right? Like You just buy into how fucking ridiculous that world is. When Luffy or a crew member actually gets serious. Oh boy, yeah. You're like, oh fuck, shit's about to go down, dude. But unfortunately I'm like, pretty much everything that happens in the show so far, Sam has questions. And I keep having to be like, I am not caught up, so I don't know everything. But I can tell him some things. And Sam's the sort of person where he doesn't actually care about being spoiled. He would much rather that you just tell him. My thing is, if it's something that's going to happen like so far down the line and isn't like a character death or like something extreme, I'll just tell him. If it's something that's going to happen in the same fucking episode, I'll be like, just watch the show, Sam. They were in the middle of a fight in one of the first episodes, and Sam was like, how are they gonna deal with this guy? Are they gonna do this? And I was like, it's about to happen. Just watch it. It's literally it's happening right now. Whenever someone asks me about spoilers, I just say I don't remember. I do that sometimes. Yeah. If he asks about something that I know is more important of a question than maybe he realizes, right? Like, say, I don't know, if there's a character that shows up in an anime that we're watching and there's like a heartfelt goodbye or something, and he turns to me and goes, do we ever see that guy again? If I know that later on a bunch of shit is going to go down with that guy, I'll be like, I don't remember actually. Because it's just easier. It's easier than allowing him to think about, like, because Sam's a like planning watcher, right? Like, he watches and tries to figure out like chess like 8 steps ahead of what's happening. So if I make it sound like I actually don't remember, it implies, number one, that character isn't actually that important because I don't even remember if they show up again. And number two, it's me like subconsciously requesting that his brain stop thinking about that person. I will obfuscate the truth to my husband if it means that it's improving his ability to enjoy a show or a game. Absolutely. And I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's wrong. Because I know that Sam overthinks shows. And every little thing that I say and every little facial expression I make, he remembers. So I have to just be like, yeah. And I think, honestly, I think like the worst version of that thing, of having that sort of brain, is when you get to the point where you're like, I'm just curious about this one thing. So I can't tell you how many times Sam has done this to himself. I'm just curious about this one thing. I'm just going to look up this one thing just to see if I'm right. And then you spoil yourself on a whole bunch of shit. You spoil the shit out of yourself. And then you're like, well, I accidentally read a bunch of stuff about this. Yeah. And that's why he's asking me instead, so he doesn't wiki doom scroll. So it's hard. What's the balance there? I try to help him disengage. Whereas the line of questioning What's going on with this guy? I don't know. Probably nothing. Stop thinking about it, Sam. Yeah, I don't ever want to look something up about a show that I'm watching. I don't want to know anything. I don't want to be thinking about it. Like, I don't want to be thinking about what's going to happen. And I especially don't want to be right. You know, I just want to enjoy watching the thing. My kryptonite, the thing that gets me in trouble all the time, is fan art. Fan art. The second I get really into a show or something, I'm like, I just want to look at fan art so bad. But I know that if I give in and look at fan art, I'm going to see a bunch of characters I don't know. I'm going to see somebody crying over the dead body of another character. And I'll be like, is that real? Did that really happen in the show? And then I'll hate myself. I was about to say a thing and I realized that it would be me kind of spoiling another thing, but I somewhat did that recently. Fortunately, I didn't have any specifics. I didn't have any specifics about what was going to happen, but I picked up vibes. And I was like, I have vibes about this thing. And I don't know if they're real vibes or not. And I was on edge. I've done that before too. Torvon said me looking up a voice on IMDb and finding out a main character dies because they have way fewer episodes. Yeah. Or leaves, right? And you're like, why do they go away? What happens to them? Yeah, I was gonna say what the media was that I like spoiled the vibes of for myself. And then I was like, but then I'll spoil the vibes for you. But then you'll know about the vibes. So I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, I found that just Googling instead of going to the IMDb page is way safer. Sometimes they still say number of episodes, but most of the time, if you just look up, like, say, for example, One Piece live action cast, it'll just give you pictures of actors with their name and the name of the character they play, and that's it, right? Me looking up fan art of a ship and seeing that there's almost none. That's always a special brand of hell for me. If I finish watching a thing and I'm like, there has got to be so much art and fic of these two characters. There has to be. And you go to look and there's nothing! How am I the only one that picked up on this? Time to fill the niche. Yeah. I don't know if we want to talk about Buggy, dude. I think the actor, here's where I'm at with this. So I was talking about how a bunch of people who watched the One Piece live action like really want to lick Buggy, like they just love that guy. I think he plays Buggy fantastically. I think he did a really, really good job. I enjoyed watching him play Buggy a lot. I do not want to lick him. So that's where I'm at. I've never been like a Buggy licker though. You know, I've always loved Buggy as a character. I don't want to smooch him. I'm not like attracted to Buggy as a character. I love when he shows up. And those are different things. Why is live action Buggy hot? I mean, I don't think that Buggy in the manga or anime is meant to not be hot. He's just got a big red nose, dude. You know? What are we talking about? Don't worry about it. Yeah. Again, I think that you can look at a character and say, I don't think this character is meant to be unattractive. I don't think Buggy's meant to be unattractive. As a character. In the manga, in the anime, definitely in the live action. I don't think he's meant to be like an unattractive character. He's just a fucking clown. He's a real ass clown pirate. You know? And I think depending on who you are, you see a real ass clown pirate in a piece of media and you're like, well, no. Or you go, absolutely. So. Oh my God, is it raining? It's raining. Oh, it's raining. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so happy. Oh, what a delight. Oh, that's so great. Wow. That's so great. I knew we were supposed to get rain end of this next week. But rain already? Delicious. Yeah, the heat is terrible right now. The only clowns I like are Big Top Burger clowns. Also good clowns. Gotta set the mood for Sunforged. Yeah, dude. Oh, if it's pouring rain while we do Sunforged. Bella, bella. Yeah. Yes. Everybody in Sunforged was also in Godforged. The same cast that was in Godforged at the end is in Sunforged. Same DM, same people. And then I was saying earlier that Joe told me that something very cool is literally all of us have chosen completely different characters from who we played in Godforged. Not even just like race class, but like personality, like totally different characters, which is very cool. So if we show up and Bree's character isn't just a disgusting piece of shit, I'm gonna be really upset. In Godforged, Bree's character was such a good boy that Bree had a couple different moments in the campaign where she was like, I don't know if my character would stay with you guys. Because the rest of us were so morally gray about shit. And And Basil was just like a good boy. He was just a good boy, you know? Anyway, I'm expecting Bree to show up as whatever character she is, and slap someone and spit on them within the first like 10 minutes, and then I'll be satisfied. And if that doesn't happen, then I don't know. I mean, I'll keep showing up, but I'll be disappointed. Are the two campaigns related, or can people jump into this one and follow? You can jump in on this one and be totally fine. It is in the same world on a totally different continent. So Joe is explaining that like things that Thunder 2? Fuck yes. Joe is explaining that things that happened in Godforged, there's been what, like a 50-year jump from there, I think, or something. The things that happened in Godforged will have like slight ripples on Sunforged, so there might be like little nods here and there to what happened in Godforged, but overall it is a completely separate, contained story with totally different characters. It's rough being the good boy of the hobo gang, for sure. Fabia was very fun to play for me. Fabia came to me when I needed her most. At the time, I had played two grumpy spellcasters in a row, and then I was like, I just want to be a little fun-loving stabby girl, and that's what I was, and it was very fun. But my character for Sunforged is very different, so I'm excited. Yeah, hopefully you guys can catch it. It'll be starting at 9 p.m. BST. If you check the Discord, I do the Discord time converter thing on the schedule, so it'll show you like where you are, what time it starts. But Joe is an amazing DM. He's so good. He's very attentive to his players and spends so much time on his world. Like, I highly recommend checking it out. I think it's going to be very cool. Fabia the meme rabbit. Someone called me Bun with a gun really early on, and that was just my name in Joe's Discord, literally until Godforged ended. Joe Fudge. He's great about long-term planning and being patient about plot stuff. Yeah. Oh my God. There was stuff in Godforged. There was stuff, in case you wind up watching Godforged, I'm not going to spoil what it is or be specific, but there was stuff that happened at the end of Godforged that made us go, were you planning that from like episode 10? And he was like, yes, I was. Which is insane. It's so good. The ultimate question, have you gotten new dice for your character yet? I haven't. I was looking at dice. That's so funny, Free. I normally don't get dice for my characters, but like I wanted to again now, especially now that I like have a place to put them. And I was like, what sort of dice would this character want? I don't know. It's really interesting because now there's just so much range of like types of die you can get, you know? You can get like insanely expensive ones that are like, yes, there's gold leaf and flower petals inside of this, and they've been weighed meticulously, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. Have you made any dice recently, Free? Instagram keeps showing me giant squishy dice and liquid core dice. Instagram keeps showing me liquid core dice as well. I've got a new character. Should I get new dice? Maybe. Nick does that. Nick is super into that. Anytime Nictorhorst makes a new character, immediately buys a set of dice that's like, these are their dice, sort of a thing. It's very cute. Liquid core dice are basically like, there's a core, there's like a middle bit that stays liquid, and then you cast resin or whatever material around it. So when you move the die around, it looks like the center of the die is like, well, the center of the die is still liquid, so it moves around and it's very pretty, and you can put like shimmer in it and shit. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is if you want to actually use them to play with, I don't know that I would trust things like liquid core die, but if oh, it's just so nice. Sorry, the rain and the thunder, it's just great. But if it's literally like, these are dice to represent this character, and I'm not actually going to use them in the game as that character, they're just nice to have, then yeah, fuck it, get whatever you want, right? Who cares? Oh, cute. I have a friend who makes a physical prop for every character she plays. Something small, but it's always so cool. Her divination wizard recently had a little star chart thing. That's so cute. Dice for a character, not using them. If you play games exclusively online, a lot of times people want you to use like, you know, an online dice roller, because you're not at a table with them. People can't see your dice. So either you operate on trust, that everybody's saying the correct numbers, or you use whatever system is built into, you know, whatever dice roller, Roll20, Foundry, whatever's built in, and that is more maths, isn't it? to use the built-in system, the computer. But rolling actual dice is way more fun. So yeah, the only game that uses real die, and it's only if we want to, is all of the Hellion stuff, all of the like World of Karnak stuff that we've done with all of my art friends and stuff. We don't use Roll20 or Foundry or anything. It is almost entirely theater of the mind. We rarely do combat, right? So yeah, we all operate on a trust system. Everybody can use physical dice if they want. Most of us prefer to use physical dice because we don't use them in any other games. So it's fun. Cypher of Tyr, what's up? We're talking about D&D. You summoned me, I know. Been sick with con crud post PAX. Oh my gosh. I haven't been to a proper convention in such a long time. The Baldur's Gate event that we were both at, that was like the biggest collection of people in one room that I've been in a couple years at least. I want to start going to conventions again, though. I've gotten to the point now where it's like, I haven't gone to one in so long, you know? If I DM'd, I would like to make story-related props for players for immersion and as a memento. Yeah, when I was playing Alis, Alis sort of early on became like kind of like navigator for the ship and also did all of the bookkeeping, because canonically, all of the other characters that were like already pirates were like, no, we don't do any of that. We don't write anything down, right? And Alis was like, oh my God. So I wound up making a bunch of like actual like written out logs of things just for fun. And it was really fun having those digitally, but I kept thinking to myself, it would be so, if I wanted to be super extra, it would be so cool to like buy some good paper, you know, weather it a little bit, like use like a quill pen and write this shit out. It would be so fun, but I never did that. I did that for a live show of Rivals, made an actual dossier about the characters for them. I love that. That's so cool. I'm resisting. So, the like parent group chat that I'm in, for my kids' school, one of the dads was like, hey, I'm making a separate group chat just for the dads. So if we want to like, you know, do like dad play dates and hang out, we can do it, right? And I was like, oh, Sam, you should join. That would be fun. He was like, sure. And he joined, and immediately the guy was like, great. So looks like we've got enough people to make a rugby team. And Sam was like, God fucking damn it. It's like, I joined this for play dates, not for rugby. And I was like, what if now? My immediate reaction was, now I really want to make one and be like, hi, this is only for the moms only group. Moms only join this for play dates. And then the second people start joining, be like, all right, great. Looks like we've got plenty of people for a D&D game. Who's in? One of the moms is her husband's in the military, so she's on her own a lot. And she was like, yeah, I get really bored at home. And it took everything in me not to be that fucking guy and be like, I could come over and we could play D&D. I have no idea if you even know what that is, but I could get a group together and we could come over. You would not be bored anymore. You could dive into a fantasy world. You're never too old to learn D&D. It's true. I found out we went to a birthday party. The first birthday party of the school year. And I found out that I'm one of the younger parents. And I was so shocked. I'm 36. I'm one of the like younger parents that's there. A bunch of them were like talking about their 40th birthday. And I was like, what? I'm so used to, I don't know if it's because of like, and before a bunch of people are like, age doesn't matter. With like adult friendships at this point, you're right, it totally doesn't matter. But it is surprising to me that I'm one of the younger parents for some reason. Do some of them have older kids as well? Some of them, most of them only have the one kid. So they did what my mom did and had their kids like in their 40s or like way late 30s. It was just surprising to me. For your difference in Dukes is like your primordial. It's not that. It's literally that most people that I meet online are younger than me. and I mostly interact with people online. And I think I had made an assumption that I know that people are having kids like at an older and older age now. But I didn't expect so many parents of 5-year-olds to be in their 40s, because that was like my mom was considered a really old mom when she had me. And I think I was still sort of stuck in that mindset until everybody started talking about how old they were. And they were like, so many of them were like, oh man, yeah, on my 40th birthday, I did this, that, and the other. Like, oh, I'm turning 40 in a month. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so not used to being one of the younger people. And this is a generalization, obviously. I have plenty of friends that I've made online that are the same age as me or older. But yeah, it might also be where I grew up. That is another good point. I grew up in a very rural, small town, and everyone basically the second they were out of high school was like, I need to get married and have a child immediately. My brain isn't done developing, but I need to have a child now, you know, like. So it's probably a combination of just like life experience stuff that made that really surprising to me. And again, obviously, at whatever point in your life you feel or know that you're ready to do those things, awesome. Even if that's like much older than I am now. But you know, there are like there are just patterns that you get used to, and sometimes those patterns are hyper specific to like where you grew up, or you know, assumptions that you've made, I guess. Have you ever looked up the demographic age of watchers in chat? I have. I've been asked to look that up many times. Mm-hmm. My viewers tend to be my age or a little bit younger. Be right back, getting my rocking chair. Bro, I want one. Asked by Twitch? No, by like my management company and stuff. It's good for them to know demographics and analytics and all of that sort of stuff. I turned 50 in April. That's awesome, though. I don't know. I think getting older is so fun. I always feel super old on Twitch in general. Yeah. That makes sense. Getting older is fun unless you want to stand up from the sofa for some reason. Yes. It's fun. It's fun to get older in that, like, the older you get to combine more and more and more cool, like, life experiences or just knowledge, right? Um, your body hurting more and more and more, or if you've already been dealing with like chronic pain for your whole life, that getting worse and worse and worse. Not great. That part sucks. Has being a mom changed the way you feel about being a content creator? I think a lot of people have noticed that I don't really post on social media anymore. I think the catalyst for that was having a kid, to be honest. I've always been a chronic oversharer. I overshare a bit. With coffee time and everything, doing that for so long, I shared too much, and it create not to like victim blame myself, but it created situations where like the information that I put out there was used against me in really frustrating and upsetting ways over and over and over. And I had to learn to be like, okay, these are the sorts of things I talk about, and these are the sorts of things that are private, right? And then had my kid, and the older that she gets, the more I'm like, I really want there to be a line of like, this is my family and my life at home, and this is me streaming and like hanging out with chat, and those have to be separate. Clark's never really on stream anymore. That's partially because of that. I don't post online or on social media anymore. It's very much just like a wanting there to be a wall there. And at first it was subconscious, and it's become, at this point now, looking at how I use social media, which is like almost not at all. It's like a purposeful choice now. And I've thought to myself recently, like, I should still be using those things. But it should very clearly just be work stuff, right? Like clips from stream, posts about, streams, or, when we start doing charity events again, stuff like that. But yeah, there's been a huge change. And at first, like I said, it was not on purpose. It just kind of naturally happened. And I realized that I was fully okay with that happening. I was perfectly fine with being like, you know what? Actually, I don't want to post pictures of my family on Instagram anymore. I don't want to, I don't want to do that sort of shit anymore. 'Cause it makes me uncomfortable. So I don't do it. Are you going to allow Clark to play Roblox? She and I have played Minecraft together. I'm fine with her playing just about anything that is like, okay for her brain and age appropriate, as long as someone's with her. I wouldn't let her play anything by herself yet, especially anything that has like an online interactive element like Roblox does. Because I don't trust people. Clark likes Lego. It's basically the same thing. Bro, Lego is going to take over my life. I see it on the horizon. The Lego arc. Yeah, it's Clark's Lego arc. It's happening. It wasn't open. I'm a dangus. Get her into Warhammer minis. It's funny. I was talking with my singing teacher. Her son is super into Warhammer. And he literally like buys everything secondhand because so many people get into Warhammer and then are like, I'm dying. And then try to sell it, right? So he buys secondhand figures, paint sets, the whole thing. Oh yes. Good thunder. Good thunder. And she was like, yeah, you know, if it's secondhand, it's much more accessible, and he's able to like afford the things that he wants with the money he's able to make. But you know, there have been a couple of times where we've tried to buy something that he wanted at full price, and it was like, no, dude. If Clark decides to get into Warhammer 40K, would you support her? Well, let's think about our checkmark boxes, okay? Would it be good for her brain in content and subject matter? The answer is no. So. There is an age at which you could ask me this again, and I'd say, sure. She's old enough now, sure. But before that, I was watching a really interesting video about movies versus books. This person was saying that like whenever a movie or a show came out that was based on a book, and we weren't allowed to watch it, that their parents would say, you can't watch the movie or the show, but you can read the book. You can read anything that you want. And the thing that I hadn't really thought about with that idea, because I was like, they're still reading the same like shit, you know? The thing I hadn't thought about with that idea that is so genius, aside from just like encouraging your kid to read, is also that like they can tap out whenever they want. If it's too much, they can literally just close the book and not read it again. And also, your imagination is limited to what you can imagine. If you're watching a show or a movie, it's being created for you, which is such a huge difference. And I had never thought about that before. But like the difference between what, you know, like a horror film director can create to scare the shit out of you versus reading the same thing in a book and sort of concocting it for yourself, what that would look like. It's just gonna be different. I think that's so interesting. I read the Twilight series as a kid, and there's adult content in the final book, apparently. But I did not process it as a kid because the words just meant nothing to me, I guess. It's smart, right? I read, oh my God, what is that Stephen King? Misery. I read Misery, when I was pretty young. And I loved it, but I couldn't fully visualize the gruesome elements of that book, you know, because I had never seen anything like that before. So I couldn't really conceptualize, you know, any of the really gruesome stuff in that book. And I didn't think about that, again, literally until I saw this video where this person was like, yeah, we weren't allowed to watch the movie or the show, but we could read just about anything that we were interested in reading. My brother showed me Akira when I was 8. I think I'm still getting over it. Akira fucks up adults sometimes, dude. I have to end right at 3 o'clock today. So in like half an hour, when we're like 5 minutes to the top of the hour, can you all please scream? Just scream in chat and I'll know what it means. I also saw Animatrix when I was pretty young. How old was I when Animatrix came out? I don't remember. But some of the stuff in Animatrix like really stuck with me as like, what the fuck was that? You were like 14, 15 or 16. Yeah, that sounds right. I saw Neon Genesis Evangelion as a teen and I'm still recovering. Yeah. There was that like perfect era, wasn't there, of anime just starting to be more accessible, but the parents in the situation not realizing that it was not for kids. Because most of the anime that came over had an NR rating, which meant not rated. There was no rating on it. And I think most parents would look at that and be like, cool, so I guess it's fine. It's not rated, so it can't be that bad. The shit I brought home, dude. The stuff I watched. I think there's only one thing I brought home and was like, no. And my mom eventually realized like that on the back it would say not rated, but it would also list off like what was in it. So it'd say not rated, but then be like drug use, nudity, right? Like all this shit. So there were a couple of things that I watched where I was like, this is pushing the envelope, right? Like I think this is a bit too much for me, but I'm still gonna watch all of it. Bubblegum Crisis was one of those where I was like, I'm definitely like being honest with myself as a younger person. I was like, I'm too young to watch this, but I want to know what happens, so I'm gonna keep watching it. I rented Paprika, self-parented myself, and turned it off. Yeah, I self-parented a few times and turned things off and was like, no, not for me, dude. There's a scene from Bubblegum Crisis that I still remember so vividly. One of the girls in the like cool mech crew, right? She was like the bad girl, and she rode a motorcycle. And there's a scene at the beginning of one of the movies, one of the videos, where there's two cops in a car. I probably remember this so much goofier than it actually is. There's two cops in a car and they're driving, and then this like super cool girl on the motorcycle just zips around them, obviously speeding. And one of the cops is like, "Who was that?" The other cop is like, "That's my girlfriend." I'll remember that shit forever. Because the videos, you never got all of this was the other fun thing about that time, is you wouldn't ever get all of the videos. You'd get random ones. So I had no idea who this dude was. I was like, she's your girlfriend? Really? It was very good. Yeah. It's called Bubblegum Crisis. It's like a bunch of hot girls in mech suits. Hold on. Let's see. The plot. The series begins in 2032. Oh my God, we're nearly there. 7 years after the second Great Kanto earthquake has split Tokyo geographically and culturally in two, and forced the United States of America to annex Japan in the legitimate name of keeping the peace and from descending into anarchy. During the first episode, disparities in wealth are shown to be more pronounced than in previous periods in post-war Japan. The main adversary, Genome, a mega corporation with immense power and global influence. Its main product are boomers. Forgot that they're called boomers. Fuck. Artificial cybernetic life forms in the form of humans, with most of their bodies being machine, also known as cyberoids. Boomers are intended to serve mankind, but become deadly instruments at the hands of ruthless individuals. The AD police, advanced police, are tasked to deal with boomer-related crimes. God, that's so funny that they're called boomers. Jesus. Anyways, they're cool girls in mech suits. And they fight boomers, apparently. That's my girlfriend. Again, if I actually watch that scene again, I bet that's not at all what they say. I bet he doesn't even put his hands behind his head. I've probably concocted that from my kid mind, but like I just remember this so vividly, and I would love to go back and watch it again and be like, what actually happens in that scene? I don't think it would count as Mandela effect, because isn't the Mandela effect when like a group all concoct a thing together? Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah. A phenomenon where people collectively misremember events. Not just one person misremembering a thing. Yeah. We're a group and we believe you. You shouldn't. I've spent this whole time being like, I'm an unreliable narrator here. I don't remember this properly. I was a child. What? The Looney Tunes one is fucking me up. Are you telling me Looney Tunes is not Toons? It's Tunes? Why? Why? What? Curious George never had a tail. Okay. I wasn't, you know, a Georgie, as they call themselves. Oh, apparently one is people thinking that the show Sex and the City is called Sex in the City. Fortunately, I've never thought it was Sex in the City. So that's good. I feel like that's just because of how people say it when they say it fast. So if you're not looking at it written out, it sounds like Sex in the City. Febreze spelling. Okay. Oscar Mayer. Sure. Skechers. Yeah, I knew that one. Fruit Loops. Yeah. Okay, some of these are... Sure. The Monopoly Man doesn't have a monocle? Wait, for real? Oh my god, he doesn't. What the hell? Yeah, they think that confusion is because of the Peanut character, Mr. Peanut, the Peanut mascot. Oh, shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm closing this. I don't want to think about this anymore. The last one that I read was that Pikachu doesn't have black on the tip of his tail, but for some reason a bunch of us think he does. And I straight up have been drawing Pikachu with a black tipped tail whenever my kid asks me to draw Pikachu for 2 years now. So whatever. It's fine. No, look it up. Pikachu does not have black on the end of his tail. If you literally just type Pikachu into Google and look at the pictures, there's no black tip on his tail. I'm gonna scream. Pikachu doesn't have a monocle? Oh my god. What other lies are out there, dude? I would say, sure, maybe I'm thinking of Pichu, but I haven't played any of the games that Pichu is in, and I haven't watched any of the anime that Pichu is in. So, why would Pichu's tail inseminate itself into my brain and combine with Pikachu? Because of Smash Bros? I don't play Smash Bros. Nice try, guys. I'm a fake gamer, so you're gonna have to try harder. Gamer status revoked. Take it! Take it! I don't want it! I've been a fake gamer since before you were born. It's probably not true. We literally just established that a bunch of you are my age or older, so. Stop! Sam plays all the games that I play on stream. That's why he's always tired. He never sleeps. He does both of our streams. There's 3 Sams in a trench coat. I would be huge. I'd be so big. What about before you met Sam? Oh, shit. It's falling apart. It's crumbling. It's crumbling. It's crumbling. Yeah, Sam is 6'4". So. No. Too tall. 3 Sams, too tall. Yeah, that's why I looked so tall in the attic room. Because I am. Luchador Pikachu has a black-tipped tail. I don't know what Luchador Pikachu is, but I'm very excited for him. When somebody was talking about making props for their D&D characters, it reminded me that, so when I've been like trying to conceptualize stuff that I want to put in my office, since we're, you know, painting and everything in there, I was like, it would be very fun to make a bunch of like fake books. It'd be really fun to just make a bunch of fake shit, fake books, fake video games with like really weird titles and just put them up there. Nerdforge did that on their video set. That's amazing. Yeah, that would be so good. Take an old, you know, Coke can and like wrap it with a completely different label. Just like weird shit. I've been trained. I was a prop maker. I could do this. I haven't, you know, lost sleep making props in a very long time, but yeah, I did props and costume crafts. So I made like cute horns and weird shoes and armor and all that kind of shit. And a friend of mine was, her like jam was fake food. She loves making fake. To this day, she doesn't make props for anything anymore, but she still loves just making fake food just for fun. But yeah. I did a lot of like animal stuff. I was on a team of like 3 people that made a bunch of dinosaur masks for dancers to wear in a huge like spring performance. Those took for fucking ever. And then we did a show called Bob Rauschenberg America, and I had to make. It wasn't just me. There were 2 of us that did. It was like a huge chicken costume, but it had to be made entirely out of trash. So all of the feathers were like old grocery bags and stuff. It looked super cool. It was actually fucking tight. It was really neat. We did Reefer Madness, and somebody in like a weird dream sequence comes in dressed as like a goat Satan man, and so I had to make the whole goat outfit. That took so long. It's that sort of shit, right? Weird shit. Fake how? Like you can still eat it but it looks weird? No, like you're stepping onto a set and you pick up an apple and you take a bite out of it and you're like, oh fuck, that's styrofoam. It's that. So she would make like plates of food that would be brought out on set in a specific scene. And if nobody needs to eat them, if you're supposed to eat them, you just use actual food, right? When we did, which Shakespeare play is it where somebody's just eating leeks? I can't remember. But it would just be a leek, right? We just buy leeks. But if it's like a bunch of people sitting at a dinner table and nobody eats their food because they're all arguing in the scene, you just make fake food. And that, she loved doing that. She loved making fake food. It sounds so fun to make fake food. Yeah. And depending on if it needs to be on camera, it has to be like perfect, right? And you might say, well, if it's on camera, if it's like for a movie, why not just use real food? But if you're doing the same take over and over, or like a bunch of takes in the same room, and the food needs to still be there and look like all of this is happening within a few minutes, but it takes hours to film it, it just makes more sense to take the time to make fake food a lot of the time. But it has to be, if you're gonna see it close enough, it has to be convincing, right? It's like those scenes where somebody's like, here, I got you a coffee, and hands somebody what is obviously an empty coffee cup, right? Like there's stuff that, whether you're looking for it or not, just feels off to you when you're watching. And people love to look at food. So if you fuck up the food, people are going to look at it and be like, what's going on with that? So what's happening with that, you know? But then, you know, there's shows like Hannibal, where all the food was real and it all looked delicious, and you had to constantly remind yourself that it's people, that they're eating people. So, depends on what you're watching, I suppose. Me too. Oh my god. There's a sequence that happens in so many shows. Holding 2 empty cups. I got you a coffee. Hands you coffee. You're like, that looks a little weird, but okay. Person takes coffee, goes. Like, no one drinks their coffee like that if it's full. That's not how you drink your coffee if it's full. All coffee and Gilmore Girls was flat Coke because the young actress didn't like the taste. I remember reading that. Yeah. There's easy swaps. If you see champagne in a scene, it's probably like a light apple juice or a white grape juice of some kind. There's really easy swaps that way. Yeah. So that people aren't, again, doing scenes over and over and over again, getting progressively more and more drunk on champagne. They're just drinking juice, you know? Oh my God. What do you do for a soap opera, Joni? I need to end in a minute, but I'm very curious. Seeing you say that you work on a soap opera. Light tech. Oh my God. Lighting is one of the things that I never fully understood. I would swap out gels if they asked me to, and that was that was the most that I could be relied on to mess with the lights. I hope you enjoy working on it. I basically work on the Emmerdale of my country. What is Emmerdale? Hold on. Oh, it's an English drama. Several families from a tight-knit community in the Yorkshire village of Emmerdale face various ups and downs in their lives. Yeah. How do you not know Emmerdale? Because I'm not from this country. I guess our equivalents would be like General Hospital and All My Children, right? If you're in America. I need a new thing to obsess over. Have you watched Good Omens yet? That's the pit that I'm currently in. You could join me. We could be there together. I'm really furious because I found out that there's an audiobook of Good Omens where they got David Tennant and Michael Sheen to play their characters in the audiobook, right? And I was like, I would love to listen to that. That sounds very fun. And I can't find it. I was like, surely I can listen to it on Audible. I can't find it on there. Like, where is it? I don't want to be in that pit until I can watch season 3. When did they say? I mean, there's strikes and shit going on right now. So as from what I understand, Neil Gaiman is like, I'm not working on it. But I think they're hoping to have it out in 2026. It's fine. The audiobook shows up on Amazon. I looked though, and it's not showing up for me. I'll look again. I just checked. It is on Audible. Hold on. Good Omens, a full cast production. Hold on. It doesn't offer me. What the fuck? This title is not available for you. If I'm logged in on Amazon UK and I go to it, if I type it in specifically and click on it, it says this title is not available for you. Are you using a VPN? No. I can see it, but I can't purchase it. Might be region locked. I don't think so. It would be very strange for a deeply English show to be region locked out of the United Kingdom. Thank you for screaming. Ah! 5 minutes! Ah! Thank you. Okay. Weird Uncle Jay sent a Valentine to all of you that says, have a great day, Cat Gang. And we had a cheers. I'm awake now. You're welcome. Would you like to join me in a cheers now that you're awake? What the fuck is that? It doesn't matter. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. Yeah, over the next week, I'm going to be working on my office a lot. We'll figure out what we want our schedule to be, but some of this shit is coming home with me for Sunforged. So I don't know. Maybe we'll stream from the farm again tomorrow. But thanks so much for hanging out with me. It's so hot. It already stopped raining and I'm really sad about it. So if you are also sad or not having a good day, I'm glad that you were with us. I hope we cheered you up a little bit. And if you're having a fantastic day, thanks for coming here and spreading the vibes. It's good. Have a great rest of your day. 3, 2, 1, cheers. Boop. Watch Sunforged. It's the premiere. It's DM'd by Joe Fudge, who is an incredible DM. And the cast is me, Sam, Tomato, Brie Bun, Shane Hawk, and Old Lady Gamer. It's a very good group. And it's set in a like dark Victorian sort of Bloodborne-y world. And it should be fun and creepy. So that'll be at 9 p.m. BST. If you would like to watch that, we'll all be on that. Let me read off our activity feed, and then I will run away. 2 days ago, too far. Torvon, thank you for the 7 months. Court and Justice for the gifted sub. Nemo for the 21. Poldy for the 68. Tamber Majoran for the 69. A funny number. Rakia, thank you for the 102. Huntsman for the 32. What is happening here? Happy Chef, thank you again for the raid. If any of you stuck around after the raid from Happy Chef, I appreciate it. Bromanity, thank you for the 69. Dor Lucas for the 73. Arnar for the gifted sub. I am Sefandrius. Again, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much. Silpha for all the gifted subs. I will heed your wishes and buy my child another Lego set. Moondrop, thank you for the 28. Greedo for the 46. Jerry Reg for the 45. Crumbling Biscuit for the 6 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much for the support and the love. I appreciate it. Gazbang for the 63. Dr. Cabarant for the 32. Dignified Donut for the 6. Morgenstern for the 40. Teox for the 54. Shifty Monk for the 76. Kalkire for the 15. Benjack for the 29. Purpur Daisy for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. Demon Lemming for the 109. And Androlian for the 28. Thank you guys so much. No one took raid leader, so I get to choose. It's me now. Just let me listen to Good Omens, dude. Apex. I'm going to send you guys over to Black Girl Gamers. I need to play more Apex. I say while also saying I need to play more Fortnite. Goodness gracious. All right. Go say hi, spread love, spread joy. I'll see you guys for Sunforged. I'm so excited. Also, Sam and Tomato, I think, are going to be playing that weird snow game before Sunforged. So if you want to watch that, I think the plan is for them to play that for a couple of hours and then raid directly into Sunforged. So there's that as well. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys either tonight or tomorrow for our normal stream. I'll put up a schedule when I can. Okay? Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.